Namaste, everybody. How's everybody doing? Okay. I'm gonna do this in a different way. I mean, sometimes I can't say I haven't done this way without my cards, without my candle lit. I had my candle lit while I was painting. I did Palo Santo pretty much for hours. Couldn't get rid of my headache. Kept painting, kept collaging. Still had that uneasy feeling. Talked it over with Devin. Still had the uneasy feeling. Kept saying I was going to leave the house and go for a walk or go to the store or go to my post office box because I'm expecting 2 payments, but didn't go there either. So just decided to leave the house. And go for a walk, healing walk. And I know I said I was going to do that video on Shana, but I was just too depressed last night to do it. And in a foul mood today to do it. And then I realized I just have some stuff to say about it. Oh, a nice shady spot here. I needed to bring my hat from the car. Anyway, I had a couple things to say about it. Like I said, if you want to see anything on it, Crystal Medicine did 2 beautiful videos that are very long, very in-depth, and detailed. All you need to know is on those videos. Because I'm a man of my word, I'm a woman of my word. When I tell somebody I'll do something, whether it's as small as say a prayer, light a candle for me, or light a candle for my family, say a prayer for my family, put prayers up, or in depth has do a video for me. I usually keep my word. I try to keep my word. Even if I'm depressed, even if I'm down, even if I'm angry, even if I'm hangry. Anyway, what's the point of this? The point is that we're talking about Shana, the lady in Texas, 45 years old, that was killed, murdered. The coroner found her, not the coroner, the man that was looking for her body found her body. I think she was missing for 10 days. And at first they didn't know if it was her body or not. She was in a lake, which Ruby, my soul sisters and I, we usually talk about cases, even if we didn't. One of us did a video, or all of us did a video, or some of us did a video and some of us didn't. We still talk about it and concur and ask each other. And we might not always agree on everything because we are different people. But usually we agree on the main points. Anyhow, I think we all feel that the husband is allegedly the person who did it to Shana, who killed her and made her go missing. Actually, I'm going to go back to my car and see if I can get my hat, because the walk is already helping my head. The doctor, the chiropractor, was working on my neck, and he said if I had another headache or migraine, or even just a headache, I had to come back in, because they're open on the weekend too. But I didn't want to go there. Like, I'm going there 3 times a week. I feel like that's enough. Anyway, I was okay last night. Just had a lot of the depression from the cases and just a sad feeling. So that's why I'm going for a walk, because I haven't walked or exercised, and it's time to get back into it. It's been so hot. I have been working very hard on my art, and then sometimes I say, why am I doing that? But, I can't let the devil win. Anyway, I do it because I like it. I love it. And it usually relaxes me. But today, nothing was really working. I would just keep on producing a lot of stuff. And sometimes you just need to get out of your four walls. I don't care if you live in a mansion. Why do you have to do this to me, car? I just need my hat. Where's my hat? I need my Freakazoid hat. Freakazoid hat, where are you? Of course, it's not here. Because that's the kind of day I'm having. Fuck me. Now, if I knew how to edit, I'd edit that last part out, but you know what I lose? I lose my sunglasses, and now I'm using Devon's sunglasses, but it's not helping. Hold on a second, guys. Is that good enough disguise? So let's get back to Shana. All right. So, okay. So, I truly believe that she was depressed. She might have had some kind of addiction problem in the past. She just got married to that guy, her husband, in May. And I believe it was this May. But she's been living there, I believe, a year in the trailer that was away from everybody. And so I agree with Crystal Medicine when she said that she believes the husband was isolating her. And maybe he thought he was doing her a favor, because I hear that. Like he was trying to help me at first. Katrina, he was trying to help me at first. So, yeah, maybe he was trying to help her at first. Like, change the faces and the places. I heard that the other day, too. He tried to help her change the places and the faces. Problem with that is, she wasn't even really able to be in touch that much with her mom. And there wasn't really anybody coming over there. At least I don't see it in my third eye and my experience. I've only been doing this for years and years. But don't believe me. I had detectives come to my house on a case of arson. They came to my condo in Staten Island. My ex-husband wouldn't let me go to the police department to look at pictures. He just didn't want me to do it. So they came to my condo and they took down everything I had to say in the description of a person I've never seen. And that person put a building on fire that had children that died, teenagers that died, and a whole building of people became homeless because their building was burnt down. Anyhow, so don't believe me. Anyway, all I could do is tell you what I get, because I was asked by a friend to do a read for Shana. So my angels didn't want me to pick up the cards. I sat for hours looking at my cards. Couldn't pick them up. I sat for hours looking at them. Then I walked away, figured I'd go back in, lit the candle, lit the Palo Santo. Couldn't do it. They just said no. They go, no. I said, what am I supposed to do? They go back to the couch. Go back to Netflixing. Go pet your dogs. Which is okay to do because my dogs are throwing up left and right. Both of them. The puppy, Casper, and Nana. Nana's not doing well at all. So I'm trying not to think about it. She's 15. Anyway. So Shana. I feel like the situation it was very much like she's referring to him. In my mind, she's acting like he's her father instead of her husband. Okay, but she already had a father. She already had a daddy. Some people do that. They transfer feelings for a father. Somebody's very fatherly. So she goes, Katrina, at first, he was very, very good with me. But everything changed after we moved out there. First slowly, and then really, there's two faces that he shows. One face is like, this is the right thing. This is the right thing to do. You know, just be home. You could prepare my meals. You could clean the house. You could do the laundry as if that's like a fun thing to do. But this is the options he was saying. Like, in other words, you could stay in the clear, clean and sober. So I don't know. This is all allegedly, in my opinion. Katrina Brady's opinion. Mystic Brady's opinion. Allegedly. But, so what I'm seeing is basically he offered her a different kind of life. You won't go to jail. You won't be with these friends that entice you or make you go the wrong way. And this could be a new life. So she's telling me, she goes, at first I did love him. Don't think I didn't love him. I did love him. But I didn't know all the sides to him. So she's showing me like a mask on, mask off. She goes, he could really, she goes, look at that 13-minute interview of him. He starts off very, demure and, can't find my wife, we're never going to stop looking, not sure what happened. He can be very convincing, and I think he was very convincing to her parents as well. So, in the end, I don't go into as many details as Crystal Medicine had, but I can only deliver what I see. And I do see an argument. I see him coming home. Something happened at night. I definitely agree with Crystal Medicine. It definitely went down at dusk. When the sun's coming down? But I think that was the day before. The day before he reported it. Okay, it might have even been 2 days before. I'm not sure when the last time his wife spoke to anybody. Go from that date. All right? The last person besides her husband, the last person to speak to him, to Shana alive. That's what we go for. Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera. I don't know why it's not turning. Okay. Yeah, so go by the last time anybody got to speak to Shana besides the husband. Okay? Shana was very unhappy. Only thing she liked about that whole area was her dog. Okay? So she's telling me she loved him in the beginning. She was falling in love with him or was in love with him. But then when they went alone and became isolated, he tried to make everything her fault. Like she couldn't trust herself, like gaslighting. Definitely gaslighted her. And like the reason why we're here is because of you. The reason why we have to be away from people is because of you. You know what you'll do if you're around friends or even family members. He even tried to, because she says to me, Katrina, he even tried to tell me that my family wasn't good, my mother and father wasn't good people for me to be around that much. He kept saying it'll trigger you. It'll trigger your addictions. It'll trigger your depression. Okay. So, she's saying he had a weird, a weird way of acting like he was going to put healing on her, like he was going to put Jesus in her, so to speak. And you know what? I don't even know what his name is. I didn't care to review that, but Mr. Jesus is in everybody. And it's not going to be you who puts Jesus into your wife. Okay? Because Jesus and God are forgiving and are caring and are gentle and are not violent. Okay? And they don't believe in putting somebody down and keeping somebody like a trapped bird in a friggin' trailer. Okay. No shade on trailers, but she needed to be around people and family and friends and trees and water. And this was like the water that she ended up in was a dried lake, and that's what Ruby from Just a Texas Medium, when we discussed it, she said, I see her over by a lake, maybe even in the lake. And then she goes, well, maybe change that, because I don't think it's she's like in the mush. And she called that. She didn't get a chance to do a video on it because she's working. And she has her own stuff to do. I mean, how many cases can we do? Anyhow, I just wanted to say that I feel like he strangled her out of rage because she said, I'm not doing this anymore. And the fight started. That's one thing that he's telling the truth on, because you'll put somebody who's a narcissist or, a murderer, whether it was an accident or not, they'll put in a couple of truth bombs will come in their story. So he definitely said to her, did you even do the laundry? What'd you do all day? And when you're depressed, sometimes you can't even get out of bed or off the couch. And if you've never been depressed, then you won't know that. You won't know that feeling. Her joy was the dog. But it wasn't enough because she was not happy. She saw his mask flip. And I'm not saying, like Crystal Medicine said allegedly, that she saw bruises all over, like he was abusive. That might be. But I'm just going to tell you what I see. I see him doing a lot of gaslighting of her. Her talking about wanting to move with him, though. somewhere else, like closer. And he's like, he wanted to keep her far away. And he wanted her to have no car. She didn't even have a car. It was like he cut her legs off. But I didn't see the everyday hitting, physical hitting. I saw the everyday badgering in terms of like putting her down till she feels like nothing. And anytime she had an idea, he would knock it down. We can't do that. You don't even work. Well, you don't want me to work. She wanted to actually work. And I think there was talk about her working in the laundromat. He put the kibosh on that. So I do see him getting enraged and her bringing up that I'm definitely going to be leaving. I'm definitely going to be, I just want to go back to my mother's and think. My mother's and father's house and think. But let's say the only time she could really think was when he was away at work. So he did start to come home at lunchtime, because in order to control her even more. And he would give her little things to do, like by lunchtime you should have the bed made, laundry folded, like these things that she could never do. And then he would make her feel bad when he came home and they weren't done. My lunch prepared, dinner prepared, and she had to wait for him to go food shopping. She had to wait for him to go out anywhere. And I think she had to basically walk to the laundromat. I think he did that on purpose. Get the trailer that's right near the laundromat, so that there was like one little place that she can go to have clean laundry. Anyway, I see a fight, an argument, but it wasn't that long. But she's telling me, Katrina, this time his eyes, he came up real close to her. And I think he said she's 5'6". I think he was like 5'10" or 6'1". But more like, I think 5'10", maybe 6 foot. Between 5'10" and 6 foot, I don't know. But he was over her. And she was pretty strong though. She goes, Katrina, I tried to fight for myself, but I was worn down. And I felt dizzy right away. So I'm seeing like a choking feeling right now. I just felt like I'm being choked right now. Hold on a second. I feel they're going to get him. It's like a Barry Morphew feeling. And I know you're going to say, well, Barry Morphew is out free. He won't be free forever. You could take that one to the bank. Anyhow, this is going to be, you're going to see, they're going to get on him. Okay? I do see him. Wasn't sure if he went in the car because it's 1,500 feet away from the trailer. So if it happened at sunset, or the fight started at sunset, then nighttime. Now remember, nobody's going to hear anything. Nobody's around them. Not one neighbor, I don't think. So allegedly. So, let me just go down this block here. I don't even know if my phone is still on. If it went off because it overheats, then it's not meant to be. And I'll just put up whatever gets recorded. I just got to get in the shade for a minute for my own sanity. So, yeah, this is a walk and talk reading. This is a walk and talk psychic reading, according to myself. All right, take it or leave it. I feel terrible because the parents have lost all their children. One of the other daughters, there was a daughter and a son, so there was 3 children altogether. And Shana, I think, was the last one alive. When the daughter was, I don't even know what age she was, but I know the son was almost 20 or just his 20th birthday. He took a medication that reacted badly. I don't think it was drugs, but I don't know. I'm just going for what she said on the website. And he died. So, age 20. They lost their son. Then their other daughter, Shana's sister, developed cancer. When they went to check out what it was stage 4, and she died a few months later. She was in her 20s too, I believe. So they only had Shana left. It's so sad. Okay, I need the shade. This is what I look like without makeup. It's a hot mess, right? I have no lips. Anyhow, so I believe that happened at sunset. Sometime at sunset. Take a rest over by a tree. He's yelling, she's yelling, but this time he looks at her like he knows that she's going to leave, and that probably she was trying to do it with his help and let him know, but he wouldn't let her go back to her mom and dad's house just to get a couple of days with her family to think, because he knew she wouldn't come back to him, because his mask had slipped already, and she didn't feel loved with him. She felt like a caged. She keeps showing me a bird in a cage. Sorry, I look so rough, but I have rosacea. And I'm old. Maybe I'll feel better after I get this off my chest. So I feel he came in close because she said she's having me look at his eyes. And she's like, Katrina, do you see how his eyes turned into a monster? And I said, yes. I see that. And I'm sorry that you had nobody there to save you and help you. And she said, I did, Katrina. I had my angels. I saw them right away. Not over by the water. In that trailer. And she said, my dog was barking. And I thought he was going to do something to the dog. Because every time he looks at the dog, he feels guilty. A little tiny bit. Most narcissists and people who murder people don't really feel that guilty. Remember Chris Watts? Dog's alive. The dog was left alive. Why? Because there's something missing. But she was so worried about the dog. She said she still plays with the dog. She just showed me that. But she said that, I said, sweetheart, can you show me what he did with you? She said, I tried. She goes, I'm built good. I'm built strong, Katrina. Tried to fight him. She goes, I couldn't believe how enraged he was. Like it took her off guard. She goes, 1 minute he was talking nice to me like he was going to be like the old guy that I knew. The person that when I first fell in love with him. She goes, but actually, I don't even know who. She's referencing Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, where when Johnny Depp said, I fell in love with you, but that it wasn't you that I fell in love with, it was just a mask, because you're a monster. Remember when Johnny Depp said that? One of the tapes? Because I'm not accusing Amber Heard of murder, but go watch my one video on them. Anyway, getting back to Shana, she said that she thought he was talking nice with her, and that maybe they were going to go out like to the diner, someplace to have dinner. She thought that would be really nice, and then she could actually, he monitored her phone. He would tell her, don't call. If you call your parents, I'm going to know about it, and we're going to have a fight. because he had her convinced that they weren't good for her, that she couldn't give up her depression, anxiety, and maybe addictions, allegedly, if she went back in their care. Like a total mind fuck he did to her. Sorry about cursing. So I'm asking her, can you show me how you got to that dried up lake? And I don't think that he dragged her 1,500 miles. I know he did not want her in the car or his truck. So if he put her in something, it was some kind of blanket. So if the police, I don't think he had a tarp, some sort of blanket. And maybe put her in the back of the truck, or and laid down something. He had time to think about how he was going to do it. He definitely had time. And you know what? That guy that found her, I think he was just a local that just, had his, donated his own time to search. And he wouldn't stop until he found her. So I'm sure that they are going to get evidence from the trailer. Not much blood because he strangled her. Yeah, she goes, it was clean. He was thinking he didn't want it to be, and the dog was barking. The dog, I think he put the dog in the bathroom when he knew it was getting, but the dog was still barking because the dog loves her and doesn't know where she is. So I hope that dog could get delivered to her parents. Yeah, I want my mom to have that dog. The dog could have a nice life with her parents, mom and dad. So I don't believe that he was able to he thought about dragging her so that there would be no evidence at all in his truck, but it was too hard. That's far, and Texas heat is really brutal. I can attest to that. She was like, yeah, Katrina, you know about the Texas heat. Yeah, and I'm a city slicker, New Yorker, coming from the East Coast to the West Coast. Anyhow, she was just saying, they gotta stay on him. He should have handcuffs. I mean, if you looked at him, his hands during that whole interview was behind his back, as if they had handcuffs on. That was just something I got intuitively. Anyway, I just feel like cause of death will be strangulation. And probably not even the bone be broken. The hymic, the bone that's in your throat. Because she was trying to push him back. And then she passed out and then passed over. And she said angels were in her trailer, and she was like, finally this visitor's here. So she has a sense of humor. I'm not trying to be mean by saying that. But she so wanted somebody to come over and be with her. Anyhow, she was like, please don't let my mom and dad worry that I'm in pain. All the depression, all the depression issues, maybe addictions or anything that happened in the past, she said that's all gone. There's somebody that she's with too. Oh, her brother and sister. That's why it was. Oh, okay. I got a male and female energy, but the angels that came were two females, and angels can't be your loved ones that lived on Earth, because unless they're children that died. Children can turn into angels, but I think she had her sister and her brother were her spirit guides, and I think Rhonda, I agree with crystal medicine again, because I feel she was very intuitive, and she saw that whole scene, she used to have nightmares about what was going to happen to her. Ask her mother if she had nightmares as a kid or teenager or just even recently, because she kept seeing somebody strangle her. It's just that, people wear masks and then the mask slips off and you see what you're really getting. And sometimes it's too late, but she wants everybody to know she's at peace. I hope that helps. That's for Elizabeth, that's for Vicky, and that's for Shana. Namaste.